The Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark Expedition by Dylan, Julie, Allison, and Noah. In 1800, the land west of the Mississippi was originally claimed by France. But after losing the French and Indian War, France turned over the Louisiana Territory to Spain. This included New Orleans, which America needed so northern farmers could ship the crops to the New Orleans port. But in a secret treaty in 1800, Spain handed off Louisiana and the port to France's powerful leader Napoleon. He planned to colonize the American territory. In fact, just before returning Louisiana to France, Spain closed the port to American shipping. Furious Westerners called for war against Spain and France. To avoid troubles, Jefferson offered to buy New Orleans from France. He sent James Monroe to France to offer Napoleon $7.5 million for Louisiana. To his surprise, he ended up receiving all of the Louisiana Territory for only $15 million on April 30th, 1803. This became known as the Louisiana Purchase, which doubled the size of the United States.
President Jefferson had been wondering what the Louisiana Territory was like. And now that he bought the land, it became important to learn about it. He chose young Meriwether Lewis and his friend William Clark to lead an expedition to explore the new territory. Clark brought along his African-American slave, York, who had great hunting skills. The three of them and about 40 other explorers left for their journey in the summer of 1803. By winter, they reached St. Louis, located on the western bank of the Mississippi River, and spent the winter there.
In May of 1804, the explorers left St. Louis and headed up the river in canoes. President Jefferson had told them to explore the river and possibly discover a water route across the continent. He told them to describe the land and the things they saw and create good relations with Native Americans. In late October, they reached some Mandan Indian villages and built a small fort there for the winter. The Mandan were friendly to them. The expedition set out again in the spring of 1805. They were accompanied by a French trapper, his 17-year-old wife, Sacagawea, and their baby. Sacagawea was a Shoshone woman whose language and geography skills helped out Lewis and Clark a lot.
As they were moving along west, they had to stop at the Great Falls of Missouri. They carried their boats and heavy supplies on a trek that took almost 2 weeks. Sacagawea saw the Shoshone lands as they approached the Rocky Mountains. Lewis and a few others went over the land until they soon found the Shoshone tribe. The chief traded some horses to Lewis and Clark, and the tribe helped them cross the Rockies. They traveled across the Columbia River, which leads to the Pacific Ocean. When they arrived at the Pacific coast, they spent a winter there before returning to St. Louis the next year. The Lewis and Clark expedition bringing back a lot of important geographic and scientific information so that Americans know what lays to the west. The end.